Number 10. The 2006 Chinese Grand Prix. We start the countdown. Schumacher's 95th and final win in F1. Shanghai International Circuit hadn't treated Schumi too well in previous races. However, he put in a fantastic drive to win in 2006. After a wet start to the race, he was trailing Fernando Alonso by over 25 seconds at one stage. However, when the track dried out, Schumacher had the advantage and ended up in the lead of the Grand Prix after he overtook Alonso at Fisichella. Alonso found his pace again towards the end of the race. However, Schumacher held him off to win by 3 seconds. Number 9. The 1995 European Grand Prix. This was another race by Schumacher, where he showed his ability to hunt down the lead rather than dominate from the front. The Jean Alesi's tire strategy had worked perfectly. The Ferrari driver found himself with 30 seconds clear from the rest of the field. With a limited number of laps to work with, Schumacher put in some sublime laps to catch up to Alesi, and then with 2 laps to go, made a daring overtake to take the win. Number 8. 2005 San Marino Grand Prix. First race on this list that Schumacher didn't actually win, but performance he put in was more than worthy of a place on this list. After qualifying in 13th, it appeared as if the race was over for Schumacher before it even got started. This wasn't helped by the fact that he was being held up by a Jarno Trulli. Schumacher responded fantastically and expertly drove from 13th up to 2nd. He then engaged in an epic battle with the race leader Fernando Alonso, would end up winning by just 0.2 seconds. But it really is impressive that Mikhail was there with him at all. Number 7. 1997 Monaco Grand Prix. This one really was a masterclass. In poor conditions, Schumacher managed to take the lead of the race on the opening lap and then proceeded to build a huge lead from the chasing pack. After 5 laps, he was already 22 seconds clear, whilst chaos ensued behind him. Just 10 cars finished the race. Schumacher stayed clear of danger and won by almost a minute. It was Schumacher's 3rd win at the circuit, and Ferrari's first win in Monaco since 1981. Number 6. The 2006 Brazilian Grand Prix. The final race of his first stint in F1. Going into the final race of the season, Schumacher still had a very slim chance of winning the World Championship. This chance was eliminated pretty early on, however, as he suffered a puncture whilst making his way through the field. After pitting as a result of this, he was almost left down on the leaders. Schumacher persevered, put in an inspired fight back, and soared up the order to finish a respectable 4th. Number 5. 1997 Belgian Grand Prix. 91 race wins implies that Schumi lived many tracks on the F1 calendar, but Spa-Francorchamps was perhaps where he was at his best. The 1997 edition of the race is Exhibit A. In wet conditions, Schumacher rose to the challenge and was utterly dominant. By lap 5, he was 40 seconds clear. By lap 13, he was well over a minute clear. If he kept up with this kind of pace, who knows what the final margin could have been, but sensibly he decided to ease the car home instead. From start to finish, there was no doubt as to who was winning this one. Number 4. The 1998 Hungarian Grand Prix. It is difficult to judge what was more impressive about this one, Ross Brawn's strategic improvisation or the blistering pace shown by the man who had to execute it. Schumacher was racing 2 McLaren drivers, but it appeared as if they had the edge over him. In response, Brawn put Schumacher on a 3-stop strategy. To make this work, he put in some subliminal laps, ended up taking the victory. Number 3. The 1994 Spanish Grand Prix. The earliest Grand Prix on this list, Schumacher led the race early on and seemed to set to claim the victory. But the disaster struck as his gearbox jammed up 5th gear. Damon Hill capitalized and claimed the victory, but Schumacher somehow held on to second place. Forced to take different lines into corners to accommodate for fifth gear, he held off everyone behind him and even managed to keep the car going when he was forced to pit. Number 2, the 1995 Belgian Grand Prix. Starting in 16th place, not many would have predicted a Schumacher victory, but when it comes to difficult conditions at Spa, defy human peril. A hugely entertaining race came about when Damon Hill and Michael had a riveting battle for the lead, with the temperamental weather only adding to the drama. With the rain coming down, Schumacher held off Hill despite being on slick tires. He went on to win by 20 seconds. The first place, 1996 Spanish Grand Prix. No surprises here. Many referred to this as his best race. It's not difficult to see why. After a dodgy start, Schumacher found himself in sixth place in appalling conditions. The rain must live up to his nickname, though, as he pulled off some daring overtakes to claim the lead. The rest of the race saw him increase the lead in staggering fashion, often going 2 to 3 seconds a lap quicker than everyone else.